Hey, what's up guys, Houston here. And for those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to subscribe and hit that bell. Now, for those of you that's been following me and supporting me, salute. And for my faithful patrons, double salute. Now, someone asked me, well, Houston, what's the fastest way to build business credit if I'm starting a brand new business? Well, today I'm actually going to show you in 3 steps how to actually do that. Now, let's jump right into it. The first thing, if you want to be trying to start your own business as an entrepreneur, even if you're a freelancer driving for DoorDash, Instacart, or something like that, you need to do this so that you can keep more money in your pockets. Okay. In your pockets. All right, now, first thing you want to do is set up the court. Now, if some of you don't understand how to properly do that and picking the right structure to benefit you, as well as setting it up in the correct state, because most people think that if they set it up in Delaware, Wyoming, or something like that, that they still are protected. But here's the thing about it. If you're not operating actually in those states for at least 6 months and not filing taxes in those states, then you really don't have any protection, okay? So it's just a waste of money. And if you're not doing it in your own backyard, you're missing out on stimulus money, right? And other kind of financial assistance to help you with your small business. So this is the reason why I tell you to set your business up in your own state. So once you set up the business, all right, step number 2, you want to find a financial institution that offers business and personal accounts, okay? And there's a reason that you want to actually do this, because you want to actually get leverage. Now, some of the financial institutions I'm about to introduce you to, a few of them, they don't have both business and personal. However, you still will be able to leverage them. Now, let's talk about some of these financial institutions. One of them is Capital One, all right? Now, again, with Capital One, they do offer business and personal, and it's very important that you get this here right, especially when building business credit. One of the reasons that I'm talking about Capital One is because they report to SBFE. So for those of you who don't understand what that acronym means, that means Small Business Financial Exchange. It's a very important business credit system. It's more important than Dun & Bradstreet. Okay, it's very important. So that's the reason that you want to set up with them. All right. Not only do they report to Small Business Financial Exchange, but they also report to Equifax. All right. Now, the reason we're doing it in these steps is, again, because of leverage. I'm going to show you the fastest way to do this, to build business credit as a startup. Even if you have already had a business in existing, I still suggest that you do this here. Okay. Now, you have Chase. All right, so Chase reports to Experian, Equifax, Small Business Financial Exchange. All right, now I want you all to really pay attention, okay, to this here, because this is very important for a lot of you all's businesses, and it's one of the bigger reasons that many of you all didn't get some of that stimulus money, because this here system wasn't in play. Now, here's another one. You have Citi. And Citi reports to Equifax, Experian, Small Business Financial Exchange. They also report to what is that other one that they report to? Sorry about that, guys. Dang it. Sorry about it. I'll think of it. But nonetheless, that's why these financial institutions are important, okay? Because of their small business, look at it. Look at who they're reporting to. And this is just with the bank accounts. This is the reason why I continue to tell you to build a relationship with the banks. Don't worry about getting a whole lot of net 30s. Now we're going to talk about that in a step, but right now it's starting out with the right financial institution. All right. Now here's another one that you want to know. Number 4, you got Discover. Now with Discover Business, they report to Equifax. Experian and Equifax. Then you have Amex. Amex reports to Small Business Financial Exchange. Then you have Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo reports Small Business Financial Exchange. All right. Now, some people will always ask, well, do Wells Fargo report to Dun & Bradstreet? No, Dun & Bradstreet picks that data up from a lot of these other institutions. However, they do not, Wells Fargo does not report directly to Dun & Bradstreet. Then you have PNC and you have SunTrust, which reports to Experian. All right. So those are the financial institutions that you really have to pay attention to. And this is where I would start. If I'm trying to build business credit and I have a new business, these are the financial institutions that I would probably want to open up a business bank account and a personal bank account. Now the good thing about American Express, that now where they used to didn't offer business account, but because they bought out Cabbage, now they offer business accounts. They still don't offer personal accounts, but if you're trying to build a relationship, I always tell people, open up a savings account, get the Serve card, and get an AU added on from American Express, because they do internal scoring. This internal scoring would help you get more approvals with American Express. It's very important that you understand that. Okay, again, if you're trying to understand how to properly set up your company, I would definitely tell you to click the link below to schedule a consultation. And here's another reason why. Because when setting up companies, they go off a calendar year. So you're in the middle of November and you're moving forward, right? So if you set your business up now, come January 1st, when January 1st comes, your business will be 1 year old, because you still have to file taxes for 2021. So in 2022, that business is actually 1 year old. All right. So that's the reason that I'm telling you, set the business up. All right. Now, once you set the business up, you want to start making deposits, regular deposits. All right. Now this is step 1. Step 2. Step 2, you do want a few net 30s, but you don't want any type of net 30. Grainger, Seaton, Uline, those are your most typical net 30s that everybody go for, okay? However, if you want to make a bigger impact and to build your business credit up faster, here's the net 30s that you really want to pay attention to. Okay, so you have one, Crown Office Supplies. All right, so you have Crown Office Supplies. Why am I talking about Crown Office Supplies? The reason that I'm talking about them is because they report to Equifax, Credit Safe. They also report to Small Business Financial Exchange. And again, like I said, paying attention to what I'm telling you about this here credit bureau here, because it's very important. Okay, they report to the National Association of Credit Management. Okay, I know a lot of y'all may not have ever heard of them, but they're also a big player in the game. Now, another net 30 you have is NAV. Okay, so NAV, in order for them to report, you have to have their business boost or their business loan builder. Okay. Now, granted, NAV does not report to them, but they do report to Experian and Equifax and D&B. Now, again, I'm going to tell you, I'm not saying Dun & Bradstreet is not important, okay? However, when you're dealing with financial institutions, especially if you're trying to get money, if you're trying to get money, you're trying to get approved for American Express, Visa, MasterCard and stuff, focus on these financial institutions. Focus on these here trade lines. Instead of all these other unnecessary net 30s and stuff, not saying like they may be necessary, depends on the type of business. But like a paydex score, things like that, or DUNS number, is really not that important if you're trying to get business funding. Not saying it's irrelevant, but at this level it's not important because you're trying to expedite the process, and that's what I want to show. The fastest way how to build business credit. Okay? So then you have NAV, then you have Franchisee. Okay? Now, with Franchisee, they got Equifax, Experian, Equifax, Credit Safe, Experian, Equifax, Credit Safe, as well as Small Business Financial Exchange. Okay? They also report to Ansonia. I never heard of that credit bureau, but obviously it must be important if they're reporting to it, right? Okay? And they also report to National Association of Credit Management. If you notice, you're not going after the traditional net 30s. You're going to be going after these net 30s because they're more important. Again, because look at the financial institution. Then look at where the net 30 is actually reporting to as well. Those are the ones you want to partner up with to help build a business credit faster so that you can be able to get qualified for funding. All right. Now, you have WISE business plan. Now, a lot of people, well, I don't need a business plan or whatever, but hold on. The thing about it, you may be a small business looking to buy a franchise or something like that. Well, if you're trying to buy a franchise, you may have to go to the SBA to get qualified for a loan. So if you're going to SBA to get qualified for a loan, guess what they're going to need? They're going to need a business plan, right? So why not get a business plan from a company that actually reports? And so with WISE business plan, they report to Experian, Equifax, D&B. All right? So they do have other products and stuff, and that will report to those and have to report to those credit bureaus as well. But I just want you all to understand. Now, here's something else that you want to understand. Let's put number 5 here, Quill. If any of you guys know why Quill is more important than Granger's Seating and Uline, put a comment below, because I think if you all knew the value of Quill, especially if you're trying, and I'll drop a hint, if you're bootstrapping your business, okay, and you're trying to get your business off the ground, and you need money, why is Quill more important than Granger's Seating and Uline? All right, put a comment below, because that's a very interesting one. Now, here's the thing. You have AT&T, right? AT&T cell phones. Now, another bootstrapping thing is that people would set up their companies and stuff, and then they just may manage to get a AT&T account, business account. And they may get a few cell phones. So what they'll do, they'll probably rent out some of those cell phones and stuff to help fund their business. All right. So I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying what people have done in the past in order if they're bootstrapping. So with Quill and AT&T, those are definitely some ways to actually bootstrap your business, but you need to understand the process. Again, if you have questions about setting up your business and understanding the leverage of some of this, click the link below and set up a consultation with three-way funding. Now, that's step number 2. As you can see, you don't need a whole lot of net 30s. Again. Now, step 3 is your starter business credit cards. So, with step 3, you have your Wells Fargo secured. Okay? Just to build a relationship. Your Wells Fargo business secured. Alright? Then, you have your Capital One business classic. Okay. Now, if you have a low credit score, you still may be able to get this here Capital One business classic with a 580 credit score. All right. Because people have with challenging credit, they have been able to get this here credit card. Now, here's the thing about that. If you had a Capital One personal credit card that went bad, that does not exempt you or eliminate you from applying from the Capital One Business Classic credit card, because those are 2 separate products, 2 separate divisions. So even though you went bad on the personal side, you may can redeem yourself on the business side with getting that card. Okay. Now, you have Divvy, and I think Divvy reports to DMB. No personal guarantee. It's a soft pull on Divvy. It's a soft pull. Then you have Capital on Tap. Capital on Tap. Capital on Tap. They do a soft pull as well. You also have First Financial Bank of Omaha. Now, why am I throwing them in the mix? Because they're not one of the financial institutions that report. However, they have a lot of flexibility. So, Financial National Bank, First National Bank of Omaha. Okay, excuse me, long day. But First National Bank of Omaha, they have their business secure cards, and then they have other cards as well. All right, so they are a good financial institution to build a relationship with. Then you have Ramp, and it's a soft pull as well. Okay. So the cool part about it, with these here new, what do they call them? Fintech business credit cards and stuff. Their criteria versus the traditional banks are trying to get a business credit card is totally different, because they're actually looking at the business model, they're looking at the performance of the business and stuff. So where the credit score may not be a good thing, you may have a good income in the business that may qualify for you one of those credit cards. Okay, but this is Houston with three-way funding. I appreciate you paying attention to the video, because it is a 3-step process. Okay, and if you do everything, I would say you should be established within less than 60 days. You know, actually, yeah, about 45 days, because you got to wait till the trade lines report. So I would say 45 to 60 days. So that's once you set up the corporation, open up the business account, get the net 30s, and then apply for some business credit cards. It's just that simple. Okay? So if you have questions, if you need consultation, click the link below and set up a schedule with three-way funding. Thank you.